All right. Good morning, everyone, if it's morning time in your time zone, or good evening if it's not morning. Welcome to today's Flash Talk. I am joined by one of our student ambassadors to share some more information about her experience at Kent State University. And I do have some questions prepared, but feel free to drop your questions in this session as this Flash Talk is meant for you to kind of learn more about the student experience at Kent State University. So just to get ourselves started, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Jamila, and I'm the Associate Director of International Admissions at Kent State. And could you introduce yourself, Anna?
Yeah, hi guys. My name's Clara. I'm from Brazil and I'm an international relations major with a minor in international business. Thanks for having me here today.
Amazing. Thank you for joining us, Anna Clara. So our first question is, why did you decide to study at Kent State University?
I always wanted to study abroad. And the university I used to go in Brazil has this partnership with Kent State. And we all know Kent State have a bunch of partnerships around the world. So we also had that. And it was a great chance for me to go abroad through this partnership. So I couldn't lose the chance. So I just came to Kent. I watched some videos, did some research about it, and fell in love with the university. It's so pretty here, a bunch of opportunities. So I didn't think twice to come.
That's amazing. Could you tell us more about your classes, your coursework, and what it's like in the classroom with your professors?
I think one of the favorite things, like coming here, was definitely the relationship between me and my professors, like the student and the professors. They are very, very nice, very welcoming. And I think mainly because my area, it's all like international things. We have a lot of international people in the classroom too. So I got friends from Turkmenistan, from Egypt, from Malaysia, from a bunch of different places, and I get to experience very nice conversations with them and share about my culture and their culture. And the professors are very, very nice. They are aware there might be some people in the classroom with English, difficulties at the beginning, so they make sure to speak slowly. If you have any questions, they are super welcome to answer. So it's nice to have that and have that support.
That's great to hear that they're very supportive of the international student experience. Do you have any notable moments with your classmates or any unique classroom experiences that you want to share?
Let's see.
Maybe a favorite experience that you've had so far in your Kent State career?
I think one of the favorite things that I got to experience was actually I have some friends from Turkmenistan, and they invited us for a cultural cafe. And we learned so many things about Turkmenistan. It was so nice to have that. We learned dances, we ate traditional food, we learned about traditional, clothing things and cultural things. It was so nice. And I remember that I was so glad being there and because I met them in the classroom. And now I was having the chance to know them better and their culture. It was so nice. So I think that was something remarkable. It happened this semester, so I'm gonna say it was something remarkable this semester.
That's amazing. Cultural cafes are definitely a great way to get to know other international students on our campus and to learn about their cultures. What do you think of our campus in general, or just the atmosphere? Could you kind of just describe the daily vibes of the campus?
I think, especially, I don't know if this is in the whole USA. I don't think so, but I'm gonna say, especially in Ohio, the four seasons are very, present. So it was when I got here, it was January, so it was a lot of snow. It was freezing outside, and even though it was so pretty, We don't have snow in Brazil, so it was my first time, living in a place that it's snowing every day, nonstop. So the season was very, very pretty, and the campus was amazing. But then spring is also very pretty because we got the flowers and everything. And then fall, I was not here in summer, so I can't speak about summer. But on fall, I think is the prettiest one, and the campus just become like a magical place. When you come to Kent State, you're gonna experience this. We have a bunch of different buildings and places to hang out and green areas, trees, and they all became so orange and red and pretty. So I think the campus, it's really, really magical. I love here.
Thank you for sharing. All right, so do you have any favorite places to eat, study, or relax on campus? And I guess you can probably maybe mention somewhere off campus as well, because we have a very beautiful little downtown right next to our campus, and I know there's a lot of amazing places there as well.
Yeah, totally. On campus, my favorite place to eat is the DY Hub because they have a very, very nice restaurant there. You just pay once and then you eat whatever you want for like as much as you want. We have different options of everything you can think about. So it's definitely a good place to eat. And then off campus, oof, so many options. I think my favorite restaurant is the Aging Ramen Spot. It's like a Korean food, and it's very, very close to where I live. So I just go there all the time. And it's a very cozy place. The music is very nice. We got a bunch of different cafes that you can go to study to. I like the Scribbles. It's one close to the river. Like that a lot. So yeah, and then the library is also nice to study and concentrate. All the buildings have like this steady places that you can go to as well. So yeah, a bunch of different places.
I appreciate that our library also has a Starbucks in it for those coffee fanatics. But Scribbles is a really good place too, and I really love it a lot as well. So, um, how are the students and the social environment in general on campus?
I think it is very good because we have a bunch of different events that we can go and hang out. So I always tell students when you come to Kent State, go to the events, go meet new people, go talk to somebody. We have so many different options. We have bingo nights, we have cultural cafes, I mentioned before. We have different departments, events. So if you're in a biology major, we have a lot of biology events too. Fashion events, so many options. So I really think through the events, I think is the best way to make new friends. But of course, when you're in the classroom, you're gonna need help from somebody, and you're gonna ask, and you're just gonna make you become friends. It depends a lot. So I think going to the events is the best way to, you know, make sure that the environment is, in your favor and meet new people, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so you answered the question about events. That was my next question, but you did a great job answering that already. And I would just mention to the audience, if you're watching this right now, feel free to drop any of your questions into the chat. We are asking Anna Clara some questions, but if you have any you would like for us to have her answer, please drop them in the chat and I'll be happy to ask it. Are you a member of any student organizations on our campus? And what has your experience been with student organizations and stuff?
I am not part of any
Okay.
student organizations inside. I'm part of one outside campus called the Society of Leadership and Success.
Okay.
But I do recommend being part of student orgs. They are also very important, not for only your resume, of course, but like your social experience on campus, off campus, and your just college experience in general. I really, really recommend.
Penn State has a lot of student orgs. We actually have around 300, and they go anywhere from cultural to religious to sports to pretty much anything of an interest and hobbies. So there's always a good way to get involved on our campus.
And you can
And someone, or go ahead.
you can also create your own student organization if you like. It only takes two people to create an org here on campus. So if you want to, we got a bunch of options. But if you feel like you want to create a new one, there's always a way, and we also have the support for that.
You. All right. So someone was asking about extracurricular activities. Is there anything you wanted to add about those? Have you been to our rec center, for example, or any of our amenities on campus? And do you use those regularly?
Totally. I go to rec a lot. I like going to the gym, and I also registered for a Muay Thai class this semester. So we got a lot of options in rec center too. We got yoga classes, ballet classes, salsa, boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. It's a lot of things. I do go to rec a lot. It's a very nice gym. You have everything that you need there.
Yeah, it's a couple of stories too for everyone who's watching. It's an amazing rec center. I think it's one of the best places on our campus, and there's just so much to offer. Regardless if you're into the gym or not, there's other activities and whatnot to participate in. And I feel like it's a great place to go after you're studying or you just want to take your mind off of classes and just relax for a little bit and de-stress. So, all right. What do you think about your time studying in the US so far? Like, has it been what you expected? Did you do a lot of research before you came to Kent State specifically about like studying in the US? And have you felt like your expectations of what you imagined have actually came true?
I think my expectations were not, they were high, but I got surprised coming here. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. I think I knew I would have so many opportunities, but I didn't know as much as I know now. I got to study a lot and search about the campus resources, and they are pretty much infinite, really. There are so many options, and anywhere you want to go. If you want to go and study abroad again, go to Europe, come back, or go to another place and then come back. We also have so many advisors here that are really here to help us following our dreams. So I think of course, it was a little scary because, it's very far away from my home and different culturally. But I think the support that we have helped us a lot, totally. And if you come to friends, if you come with, any family members, if you keep in contact with your home country, you don't feel so homesick. So it's nice to have that too.
Thank you. Speaking of kind of like being homesick or whatnot, we actually had a question from Manjurul, and this student wrote, did you face any hurdles in preparing for it and adjusting to the curriculum at the very beginning, and how did you overcome those hurdles? And by
Um,
curriculum, like we're talking kind of like the classroom style, because I know studying in the US is probably a little bit different from studying in other countries, but I'll let you speak on that.
um, it was different because as you said, it's different from Brazil in my experience. Um, and it takes a while for you to really get on track. But I think it's really in the first semester you get used to your routine. It's really like the first 1 or 2 weeks that you just have to get used to the bus and like what time I have to get up in order to dress and get to the bus and go to your building. It's only like this first maybe 2 weeks every semester, because every semester your routine changes, so you have to adapt. But when we got here, we have this international student orientation day, and they talk about everything that we need to know: bus stops, routine, documents, everything that it's important and we need to know. So bring your notebook, take notes. We have some activities for new international students to hang out and get to know each other. So that's very nice too. So yeah, I think that's, I don't know if I answered that correctly, but I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. I think you answered it very well. We'll see if the audience has any other questions. So again, if anyone's just joining us, feel free to drop those questions in. And before I get to the next question, because someone just did, have you traveled anywhere else in the United States? And I know Ohio's kind of located in an area that's very close to other bigger cities, but have you been anywhere outside of Ohio or maybe even outside of Kent since we're a college town, but we're also not too far from Cleveland?
Yeah, that's true. I've been to Cleveland like 3 times. We always have to go to Cleveland because of the airport, but I've been
Yeah.
there just to, hang around and get to know like the museums that are very nice too. I went to Buffalo like 3 weeks ago to the Niagara Falls. It was a very nice experience. It was so pretty there. I went with my parents because they came to visit. It was nice. And I also went to Raleigh in North Carolina for a concert like 2 months ago. In Florida, Disneyland, when I was a child. And before I came to Kent, I went to Disneyland again. But Kent has a bunch of cute cities close to us. We have Stoll, then we have Target and TJ Maxx for those that like to go shopping. We have Aurora, which is very, very pretty city too, and Cleveland, of course.
Cleveland's a very short drive too from Kent. It's probably less than an hour, and I do feel like Cleveland has a lot to offer with great museums, good food places. I don't know, there's good shopping there as well. I know I go up there every so often to shop at the malls. Um, okay, so we have a question from Maria, and she wants to know, as how does an international student cope with fear of homesickness with the current social environment? So obviously, I'll just speak on this for one moment that Kent State is a very safe campus, and I do feel like it's welcoming. But Anna Clara, as an international student yourself, with just a lot of the environment maybe going on right now for students. Some students are a little bit nervous about the US. Can you kind of talk about the safety here on Kent State's campus and the environment, and just kind of how you feel as an international student on our campus?
Of course, yeah. I feel very, very safe here, especially during at night, which is a time that maybe people will not walk alone in streets. I do, and it's pretty okay, really. As you said, Kent is a very college. It's a college town, so we have a lot of students here. The city itself it's small, and you also when you have to like walk long distance, the chance that you're walking inside campus it's huge. And inside campus, we have protections. We have the Kent security that you can always call if anything happens to you, and the police, of course. The police station is very close to campus, so that as well. But I never heard any story of any of my friends or myself. It never happened anything that we had to call security. Really, it's very safe. Speaking to myself and as a woman too, I will walk to rec center, which is like a 15 to 20 minutes walk from where I live at night. And it's pretty okay. You have to worry about that. Of course, always be aware of your surroundings, but it's nothing that you can worry about.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely feel like our campus is really safe just because of the location and also myself being a woman too. I feel like just taking regular necessary precautions that you would take in your home country even. But just in general, the campus environment is very safe. We also have these blue lights that are around campus. So if there was an emergency, I'm sure you've seen them before, they do operate and they can get emergency services to you, even if you're having a medical emergency, for example, or something where you just need assistance. And then I do know at night, we have night services that come and they're able to escort you to your car if you need to use those. But again, I think in general, our campus is very safe and the surrounding areas are also very safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of safety and whatnot, could you tell us what kind of transportation you use around campus? Have you used like our bus system before? And what's that like? Like, is it easy to be able to use that?
I got super used to the bus. I use them every single day. Will use them today to go to class, especially when it's raining. It's great. We have different routes for everyone that wants to go to different places. But the most used for me is the campus loop. It goes all around campus in one direction, and then we have the the east bus, the 58, that goes the other way around and goes to the Dig Stadium, which is our football stadium. We have the NAP that you all will learn in the International Student Orientation too. And it's pretty easy to get used to it. If you don't get used to it, you can also use Google Maps. It also works for the bus. It's free, you don't have to pay. We students don't pay to use the bus, so you can use what anytime you want. I think it goes from 7 until 8:39, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have classes at night, you will also use the bus if you want to go back home.
That's amazing. All right, and then I have just a couple more questions. So again, if the audience has any questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll try to get to those. But could you tell me like what the housing experience was like when you first came here? How did you kind of learn about where you're going to live? And could you tell us just your overall experience with that?
I had some friends, I live off campus, and I had some friends that lived off campus too. So before I came to Kent, I had their help to learn a little bit more about the buildings, but I also used the advisors from Kent. They helped me get to know a little bit more about housing here. So that's also something that I recommend if you're not sure where to live. And yeah, I don't know any like much about the housing in campus. On campus, I do have some friends that live on campus, and they really like it. The buildings, I can see from outside. The buildings are very, very nice. They're very big, and I can see like those windows with the beds and posters and decorations from students who live there. And I think it's also, I've heard from friends that live on campus that it's very easy to make friends when you live on a dorm because we all became neighbors. And if you need anything from other dorm and you want to hang out in other dorm, so it's an easy way to make friends too.
Yeah, we have a lot of residence halls on our campus, and so there's like a variety of like living styles for students. So we do require like our new freshman students to live on campus, and then they can move off campus after 2 years. But the campus definitely, the housing, I think, supports making friends and getting to know the campus a lot quicker, especially if you're just there all the time. So definitely a good experience for new students specifically. Okay, so this is my last question for you. If the audience doesn't drop any questions in, I think we'll wrap it up. But what is your biggest piece of advice for international students who are coming to Kent State University, and anything else you'd like to add for our students?
I think I already said that like 3 times, but I'm gonna repeat it because it's a very good advice. Hear me out. When you come here, don't be shy and go to the events because we have so many different options. And I went to bingo nights when I come here. And when I came here, my friends and I went to bingo nights and we got Apple headphones, coffee machines. We were lucky though, but we got those. We got prices and we hang out with the people that were in our table during the bingo night. It was so, so fun. We have movie nights here during summer. This summer, like beginning of the semester, they put Mamma Mia in the green, which is a very big green area, in a huge screen. And it was so pretty. We have different events. So come, don't be shy. Bring someone with you, or just come by yourself. And you won't regret it. I promise. There's so many different experiences that you have to leave before you actually start to go into class. So yeah, that's I think my biggest advice. And go around campus, go walk, go see the buildings. I did that like twice, like 2 times, 3 times, because there's buildings that I would never enter because I don't study there, and they're so pretty. So go around campus, give a little walk, get the bus, go around with the bus, get used to it. I think that's it.
That's great advice, actually. I really like that you tell everyone to just walk around the campus because I do
Yeah.
feel like this is the best way to kind of get to know the campus is you have to like actually get out and see things for yourself. Even, you know, I definitely feel this a lot. When I was a student too, I would just walk around campus and that's how you like meet people even and stuff. So, I did get one more question from someone if you don't mind answering it. And this Manjurul is asking if all students have the opportunity to be involved in co-curricular activities, especially given the pressure of like studies and whatnot. So maybe you could share a little bit about how you balance studying, but still being able to participate in activities like off campus or on campus. Could you share a little bit about how that's possible or like what that balance looks like for you?
Yeah, they're definitely possible. I think when you come here, we got different departments, and they all have their Instagrams. So you can go to their Instagrams, get to know like voluntary options, voluntary experiences, or just clubs. We got a bunch of clubs, like study clubs, book clubs, like those clubs that you can also be part of. We have a lot of church clubs too, like religion clubs. And I think this is a matter of like you can maybe if the clubs or the voluntary projects that you want to be part of, they have a specific time. You prioritize that time, and then the rest of the time you can do the things you have to do in a daily basis, like study, go to the gym, cook something, watch a movie. But I think really, as I said, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks for you to really like get into your routine, get things on track. And you're gonna be exposed to this department when you come here. So we have a bunch of career fairs too. They have to be exposed to different possibilities of getting a job and things like that. And just like fairs in general, like organization fairs, that you're gonna see those and you can maybe see different opportunities and activities that you want to be part of.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're getting a couple of questions about applications and funding and whatnot in the chat. So those questions should be directed to intladm@kent.edu, the email that you see on your screen, because those questions should be directed towards the International Admissions Office. But otherwise, Ana Clara, thank you so much for coming on here and speaking to our prospective and admitted international students about your experience. It was amazing to hear all the things you have to say about Kent State, and we're so glad that you're a student here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a great time. And I hope we all come to Kent and have a good time too, just like I did.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.